send it off and sing it. Nah, cause I can, man, barely hold a note. And man, I think I am no joke. Nah, I am the butt of everything, and everything is the butt of me. And when I see the horizon, it be flat, sometimes curved, cause I don't believe that the earth is triangular. I'ma be the unmasked strangler of lyrics and dope rhymes. And every times when I drop lines, it's like I got times 10 to the 59th power. I took a shower, I got water in my ear and it poured out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can hear, no doubt. It was really great. And I felt like Tony the Tiger. I'll wait until I'm CG, and now I'm a CG cartoon, and I feel real spooky. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, Halloween's coming up. Know what I seen? I seen a ghost hanging up from a tree, and I said, wait a second, no. And then I said, oh my gosh, strangers are giving kids candy. That's really cool. I'm the fool who thinks these traditions are actually submissioning to being nutrition and capitalism and the chocolate and and I have high cholesterol because all of the Halloweens from before. And I just fall on the floor, and I don't really care. Everybody will adore the way that I spit, and I can't even sit still. I just want to be like a mother flower windmill, spinning and winning and giving you all the energy, cause my energy is better and it gets wetter when it rains, and I strain once again, deucing it up. That was the nonsense freestyle session of today. That was all off the top of the dome, as you can tell, because it was horrible. But hey, you know what? It's okay to be horrible sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta be a dumbass. I think there's a little bit of a gray area to allow that I can just do this to a crowd. And I wanna be really loud, and I wanna be proud. Make my daddy that way, and he can say, hey, that's my boy. And I'll be like, yeah, I am the boy of the man that said I am his boy. And it's okay because I'm actually his boy. It's not a racist thing because he's my dad, so he can say it. Sing. What's up, y'all? It's R9cast. It Fidget Blighter Disho. Clicking the button issue. But the dish. Oh, great. I don't have the freaking camera on. Come on, camera. What you doing? There I am. Hi. Blah, 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 the intro. Whatever. You know, when you start in the middle of a verse, you always mess up because, you know, it's like muscle memory, but you can't. You got to start from the beginning. So, I'm not gonna do the whole thing. The point is that the music stops right now because I stopped it. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hi, everybody. I had some fish and broccoli. It was delicious. I cut out sugar. Oh, if you want to be a part of the conversation, you can go to twitch.tv/R9cast or what's my YouTube? I think it's Electron Bandit, right? Like I'm asking y'all. I think y'all know my YouTube is. I can't even. What did I do with the chat? I don't even know what to do with it. Oh, there it is. It's like hiding. Look, here it is. See? I put a pop out chat because I'm dumb. No, because I'll put it behind here. Because nobody goes there, so it's like, why? Why even why? You know, so that's why. Yeah, so you can go to my YouTube, Electron Bandit. I'm streaming there. What's up, Ed Preach? My Facebook, if you know me, then you know Lord SG on Facebook. Lord ESGEE on Facebook. Look it up, you might find me. I don't know, who cares? Also Discord, but I'm too lazy to click and drag. Click and paste and all that stuff, so no. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture. Moment of silence. Even though the AC is going, moment of silence. That's okay. But yeah, that's for thing. That's for thing and stuff and all that stuff. Because Apocalypse. The world is a black hole being sucked into itself. No, that's impossible. Nothing's impossible, but I can't math that one out. I can't math anything out, so I don't know. My glasses don't work most of the time, some of the time, whatever. The extension of my brain sensors, my brain sensors are broken. It's okay. I can still see colors. So yeah, the world sucks. I was contemplating. Wait, let me check my levels. I'm too low. Okay, hold on. Some bitch. Some on a bits. Some on a bits. On a bits. On a some on a bits. Where's the? Oh. Some on the bits. Some on the bits. Some on the bits. That's a little better? That's a little better. Anyway, I was contemplating about having like a, for a beginning part of the show where I talk about stuff that's relevant to not just video games. Because the show is, it's fun. It's also cathartic. Because I'm not paying for a damn shrink person. Sit on my couch, tell them the problems. That's my stuff. I'm going to work that out. I'm not going to pay you. I'm not going to pay nobody to listen to me. That's why this show is free. That's why this show is free. Because I don't think, I'm not that important where you got to give me money for this. Come on, son. Come on. Anyway. I was thinking about that today because, elections is coming up and stuff happens. But then, like right now, I feel uninspired to do so because it's just like, sometimes you just need to escape. Whether it's reading a book, whether it's going out fishing, whether it's just sitting on your luxurious beachside porch and the sea breeze is blowing. I always imagine like a place like that, like in Hawaii, where you open up your sliding glass doors if you have them, and you just walk out and like the silky white curtains are like fluttering in the wind, like, right? And you're like, and all you see is the ocean. It's all blue and stuff. Maybe you see a volcano in the background. Who knows which way your direction? Doesn't matter. I'm just saying, wherever your happy place is, make sure you have access to it. That's all. You always have to have a happy place. Fortunately, my happy place is at home. So when I'm at work, I'm like, I can't wait till I get home. Boo, boo, boo. You know what I mean? Some people can't wait to go to work. There's a guy at my job. He's like 159 years old. Okay, he's like 80 something. I'm like, you should not be working, but he doesn't like to not work. That makes sense. And he's got sciatica. He's all lipping and stuff. I'm like, yo, why don't you just retire? You could retire, right? He's like, well, he could have retired 20 times already. Okay, maybe twice. I'm just saying, he's old. And I guess he gets bored. He's married. He's his wife. But I'm just, I don't think there's troubles at home. He just, I don't know, man. I am perfectly fine with me living in a cave by myself. As long as I got internet and Xbox, I'm good. I am dumb. I guess Bridget could come too. Whatever. She could be there too. Hey, guess what? I found today, I was about to wash my dog. That's not a euphemism. I was actually washing the Poochie and Danny the pup. And because he's a scraggly, sickly dog. He's the sickest dog I've ever had. Anyway, washing a dog, going to get the hose, like, do. Hey, what is this black thing? What was it? It's a turtle. What kind of turtle, you ask? That's a good question. It is a, wow, I just totally forgot what it was. It's a striped mud turtle. That's what it is. And they grow about 4 inches. And I looked at it, and it's about 4 inches, so it's a grown-ass turtle. I was like, oh, they grow small. They're small. And he was just chilling on my hose. I'm like, how? Okay, frogs, sure, they jump around, they're mobile. You know, anything else but a turtle? I mean, we don't have like a lake. We're not, there's canals, but it's a mud turtle too, so whatever. Anyway, turtle's there. I'm like, hey, turtle. And he's like, turtles. He tried to get all frisky though. They be like, yo, I'm gonna hit you. I'm like, come on, son. You little flippers ain't gonna. Come on, son. And he was trying to snap at me. I was like, oh, you a snappy turtle? No, he's a little mud turtle. And had to look it up. And so I put him in my outdoor shower. I was like, hey, this is where you're gonna live for a while. If you can escape, then that's fine. But you're a turtle, so good luck with that. And I put him. We have a giant metal sculpture in there with it's a lizard. It's very heavy. It's got to be at least 100 and something pounds, 150 pounds maybe. I had to lift that thing by myself. Well, first guy. Anyway, so we named him Turbo. Well, Bridget named him Turbo. I just said something and she's like, Turbo. I think I said turtle and she didn't hear me right. And so she's like, Turbo. I was like, okay, that's a good name. Turbo the turtle. So Turbo's in the outdoor shower. He's just chilling underneath the sculpture. Like, what? Throw some lettuce something back there for him, just in case he's hungry or something. I mean, they're omnivores. They eat anything that moves in front of them. So that's a turtle for you. But yeah, we got a new pet. It's a turtle. I wash my hands though, cause I don't know them dirty ass turtles be having salmonellas and stuff. I ain't trying to get sick with that. I think I had that before. It was bad. I was like, oh, I got food poisoning. Oh, this is a little bit extra. This is not just regular food. This ain't regular food poisoning. This is extra strength food poisoning. I think that's what it was. And I'm dumb. I'm just let me eat a disgusting sandwich from 7-Eleven. That's what did it. Anyway, the world, life. It's weird. It's weird, but we're humans, so we can adapt, right? Sure. It's like worst comes to worst, I'm gonna be a farmer. That's how it is. Still gonna have internet, still gonna do the show. Still gonna be making stuff. Speaking of making stuff, I'm this close to start practical shooting of the my video. The song is called On You. It is I would say Halloween flavored song. So I have about, what's today, the 18th? I have 7 days. No, 6 days, because today's pretty much done. I got 6 days to complete it. So today, tonight, I'm going to have some virtual sets to build. And tomorrow, I'm probably going to be still building the sets, but I have to capture some of the practical stuff. So I'm probably going to do some of the practical stuff tomorrow, maybe. But I do have next weekend to finish up everything. And I ordered some pieces online. And it's kind of cool. So hopefully it'll turn out okay, decently. I don't know. I got to figure out the lighting and stuff. But whatever. Because I'm doing green screen. But we'll see how that turns out. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm not tired. I had like 2 cups of coffee today, which is bad. But it's not bad because I didn't have any. Well, I put almond milk in them and some monk fruit sweetener. So I'm trying to be healthy because my cholesterol is 39 points above what they say it should be. I think my cholesterol issue is genetic, but whatever. I'm going to be like, all right, doc, you want me to? All right, I'll do it. So I'm cutting out all sugar, cutting out all dairy. Not really eating meat. I'll eat fish. And that's it. No more sweets, pretty much. I'm kind of giving up on the sweets and stuff. So no more sweets, no more dairies, no more meats, except for fish. And carbs, like pasta and stuff like that. Not too much on the pasta. I mean, I'll mess up some mashed potatoes. Sure. I mean, we had some French toast the other week. Oh man, my mouth is watering. So good with the syrup. And we just got a whole bunch of syrup too from Canada. How am I supposed to not have the sweetest nectar on the planet? I tell you what. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I got a new phone too. This is my old phone. Hi. Let's get you naked, phone. Get you naked. Actually, I like this phone because it has the copper, you see the copper. It's kind of cool. I was like, yo, this is kind of cool. I'm gonna use this as a prop in my video. But I got a new phone. It's the Galaxy A51 5G. And it's right here. I haven't even turned it. I haven't connected it yet. Turned it on, but the thing. I haven't even taken out the plastic. Look, see? That's it. It's bigger. It's got cool phone stuff on it. It's got a lot of, yeah. It's got like 4 lenses on the back. I'm like, yeah, boy. I'm always looking for, like, the first thing that I look for when I'm looking at a phone, I'm like, all right, how's the camera? That's all I care about. I'm not like a super dope photographer or nothing like that, but when I do, I'm just saying, that's the most important thing. If a phone has a whack camera, it's a whack phone, pretty much. The better the camera, the better the phone. Like all that other extra stuff, you can keep that with the little flippity thing. Oh, look, it's a T-shape and all that folded with just the bendy screens. I don't care about that. Give me a good camera. I could shoot 4K videos. I'm waiting for, if that camera did like 4K 60, I'd have been like, hell to the yeah. But, you know, it's only 4K 30, but it's all good. It's all good. So now I have 3 cameras. My current camera that I'm going to not use anymore. Probably hook up the new camera phone tonight. This old phone, this Lumia 1520, 4K camera, new phone, 4K camera. So, but the new phone I won't use as a, actually, I got to test it out. I think it's actually has a pretty good low light performance. But it was only $5 a month, so I was like, why not? And besides, my earpiece broke on my this phone. I like this phone. This Nokia 6.1. I don't remember actually, but it's just it's a metal phone. It's not plastic, and it's got the freaking copper around the edge. The copper accents is so freaking cool. I can't focus because I don't feel like focusing. I have manual focus on. Anyway, so now I have 2 4K cameras I can mess around with, and I was contemplating of shooting my video, the video that I'm going to shoot within the next week with these cameras because they are 4K. Now the camera that's here, boom, that's the Canon 60D, not 4K. But I have all the lenses for it. So you see my conundrums, right? I'm like, okay, I got the good camera with the poor resolution with the good lenses, or I got these cell phones. What do I do? I think I'm going to do all phones. Because reasons, and the pro tip, higher resolution. The highest resolution you can for green screen. It's always the best. Now this is okay. I'm doing green screen right now. It's all right because I'm streaming, whatever. But when we're talking about, shooting for video and stuff like that, it's important to have high resolution because the resolution, anyway, it's just better. You get a better effect. You get the better, So I got to figure that out. Got to figure out a lot of stuff. But this camera, this one, the cool thing about this one is that the camera app on this one, this is a Windows phone, by the way. The camera app on this one has manual focus control on it, right? For video. So I can, put it on video and manually control the focus, right? Which is good. This one, I cannot control the focus. This is all autofocus. So I'm like, autofocus kind of sucks, especially if you're moving around. I mean, that's the whole point of it, but if it's crappy autofocus, then it doesn't do what you want it to do, and then it breaks everything. So, especially when doing green screen, no. Anyway, yeah, so that's the plan. I'm going to be in here after the show, working on some CG stuff. I have the first part of it kind of sort of done. I got to figure out when I'm going to actually render the parts. It shouldn't take too long to render it. Maybe a day to render all the parts. But I have to put all the parts together. It's mainly background stuff. And how I'm going to do it is I'm going to shoot the live action stuff, and I'm going to import it into the Blender scene as a image as planes, which you can do as a image sequence, which is video. And basically, and that way I can put it as a plane in the scene and have the lighting affected, even though it's not going to be 3D lit. It'll still kind of sorta. I've done it before, so it kind of works. You just have to worry about reflections and stuff and shadows or whatever, but it worked out. I was like, okay. I was trying to mess with it today, but I updated Blender, and so I think the green screening broke in Blender. I'm on Blender 2.9. I think it broke. I'm like, So I gotta go search out a toot to see if I can figure out how to green screen again, because apparently everything's. I was trying to get volumetrics on my scene. I'm like, what the hell? How come this ain't? Where it changed everything. It changed how it works. So I had to figure it out, and I figured it out for the most part. Not exactly how I wanted to do it, but whatever. Anyway, let's talk about Sony. So it is October 18th, 2000. So what is it? 22 days until the launch of the thing, Xbox. That's cool. I'm looking at Sony, and I'm like, sorry for the bumpies. I'm looking at Sony, and I'm like, why? Why is it? Why? How can? Okay, what I don't understand is PS3, right? I remember. I don't even work. I'm not even Sony, and I remember how bad that launch was, right? And it was primarily because they had the hubris of the success of the PlayStation 2. So that we the best, it don't matter, we the best. And they came in the PS3 like, yo, get 2 jobs. This is $700. Okay, it was $600. And I was like, and people were like, yeah, right. People were like, yeah, I'm not gonna do any of those things. I don't care how giant or enemy the crabs are, not gonna happen. Sorry, Kaz. Not gonna do it. And now there's plenty of memes of, remember, this is how you share games in 2013 with PS4. Now, there's plenty of those on the other side for Xbox. This is how you turn the console over. This is how you add storage. They keep going. And it's just like, it's funny because they thought they were smart. They thought they were clever. It's you know what the comparison is. Here's the opposite comparison. I usually compare Sony to Trump and how they act and whatever. But now it's kind of reverse. Where remember there was a White House. I think it was a White House correspondence. Obama was there. He's the president, and Trump was there as a guest, and he was sitting there mean mugging because he doesn't like black people. And Obama straight up cracked on him. He's like, one thing, you'll never be president of the United States. Oh. And Trump was like, I'm gonna get. That's not Trump. I can't do a Trump. I never tried anyway. So yeah, so Trump got his revenge, and America is burning. Thanks, Obama. That's you know what? All the thanks Obama memes. That's where it goes. That's where that one goes. Obama making fun of the man. Guess what? Now America burns. It's a good title for something. I'm sure that's been a title before. America Burns. But, okay. So, and now, Sony's got that hubris back. They think they on number one. They think they on top. And the funny thing is, here's the funny thing. It's not a funny thing. Here's the thing. That the ponies out there are drinking the Kool-Aid. They are drinking it. They're in Jonestown. They drinking the Kool-Aid. Was that right? They drinking the Kool-Aid. They're like, yeah, Sony's so good. Look at that. Oh. They're like, oh, man, Gears isn't going to have ray tracing. Gears 5 isn't going to. Yo. They don't. It's. Okay, here's the thing. Ponies, pay attention. The priority list for Microsoft besides Game Pass, I'm just talking about as far as features going into this next gen, is frame rate, ray tracing, resolution. No. Let me take that back. Frame rate, resolution, ray tracing. In that order. Frame rate first. Why do you think so many things? 120 frames, 120 hertz, 120 frames, blah, 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 blah. Why? Right? Then resolution. Right? Look at Dirt 5. You're like, oh, okay, that's running at 120, and it's at 4K? Okay, yeah. And then ray tracing. You'd be lucky if you get full ray tracing, GI ray tracing, global illumination, which I don't think Dirt has, because, it is dynamic It is a dynamic light cycle and weather, which is cool. But it's the same problem that Halo had, Halo Infinite, in that it's dynamic light time of day, but it looks whack. It doesn't. I guess they can't do global illumination and dynamic light day cycle night day. I don't know. I mean, they should be able to, right? It just I don't know. They'll figure it out. I'm not concerned about these early games. I mean, look at all the early games of this gen, right? I mean, Rise Son of Rome was dope, and I would say, as far as graphics go, and I would say that Killzone Shadowfall looked good. Everything else was hot garbage. So same thing. This year you got Spider-Man Miles Morales, and you're like, oh, look at the power of the no reflection on some characters. Yeah, ladies walking, she don't exist. And somebody says something funny. They're like, yeah, Sony's revealing that Spider-Man Miles Morales has vampires in it because some of the people didn't have reflections on the ground. I was like, okay, you know what? That's pretty funny. And hey, Morbius. I mean, come on, son. Maybe that's Morbius' cousin or something. Who knows what's going on over there at Sony? Sony dragging the good name of Spider-Man through the mud. I'm waiting for the day/time/era when Sony is just like ruining. I mean, they've done it on the movie side. Marvel had to literally save Sony Pictures from destroying Spider-Man. Sony had 5 movies to make Spider-Man great. First 2, all right, okay. And then, oh, hell no. And you know why? You want to know why? Because they executives, like maybe it's Pascal, maybe Amy Pascal was like, yo, know what would be cool? If we put Venom in there, oh my gosh, it was so cool. I hate Angelina Jolie. She's such a bitch. Anyway, we put Venom in there. And then everybody's like, and then Sam Raimi's like, no, please? No. That would be a bad idea. We shouldn't do that. Wait, I'm Amy Pascal. I'm the boss. You do what I say. And Sam Raimi's like, okay. By the way, this will be my last Spider-Man movie. Goodbye. Amy Pascal ruined it. And now, watch that interview where, whatever one it is, any interview with Amy Pascal and Kevin Feige. And look at Feige's face. And he's like, this is crazy. He's like, okay, I'll sit here doing so crazy. And she's like, oh my gosh, we're definitely going to have Venom. And he's going to definitely be in with Spider-Man. I'm like, what's wrong? What is the thing? Why does Amy Pascal love Venom so much? That's the question, because I'm pretty sure it was her idea to put Venom in Spider-Man 3. I'm pretty sure she wants Venom and Spider-Man to get together. I don't know how, but I mean, they already messed up the origin story, so whatever, man. This is a whole nother thing. They need to do, for real, they need to do a live action Into the Spider-Verse, excuse me. Because that was pretty dope. If they could pull off an Into the Spider-Verse type of live action, not the same exact story, but you know what I'm saying, just Miles Morales, and then that'd be dope. They could do a Spider-Verse trilogy, right? And that one have Miles, have Gwen, and then have your boy Tom Holland, and like one. Well, actually, we don't need to really have a Tom Holland centric one because he's already established. He already has 2 movies, so we could do Miles, and then we do Spider-Gwen, right? Have those 2 movies like standalone movies, but they're connected. And then the third one will be the actual Spider-Verse movie. So the first one would be Miles Morales, whatever, origin story, blah blah blah. Then Spider-Gwen, origin story, whatever, and then they clash universes in Spider-Verse with your boy Tom. That'd be dope. I'd be like, all right. As long as Marvel is making it, though. Marvel makes it, and Sony does the catering, because that's how it is, right here. That's how Sony bring the sandwiches and the pizza, and then Marvel actually makes the movie. Good, because that's what they do. Well, good, better than Sony. Let's say that. I saw Venom. It's alright. It wasn't bad. I think I fell asleep at the end. They were fighting and they were on the rocket. And I was like, and I woke up. I was like, oh, it's over. Oh, okay. I don't remember. It was just so uneventful. I was like, what? Huh? And Tom Hardy's voice was boy. Okay, Judo, what's going on? Appreciate you hanging out. Hopefully everything's going good with you, man. You have to remember the multiverse that opens the door to make any kind origin they want. Yeah, that's true. That's the whole thing. Yeah. Sony won't let Marvel make it. Really? Live action? I don't know about that. I mean, Sony would have to. You know what? I don't actually know. That's a good point. I don't know, like, because Marvel's making those Spider-Man movies. Sony is kind of just like chaperoning the kids, basically. But and I think they're doing some of the production. So I don't know who is actually doing the actual story and all that stuff. So I'd have to look into it. It can't be the same people from the previous movies because it's on a totally different level. So, and was it Mark Webb? Is that the dude who's making? I don't know. I thought those Spider-Man movies was made by Sony. They are Marvel. Okay, they made a deal, and Sony owns the movie rights. We know this, right? So, in order for Spider-Man to show up in the Avengers and Captain America, whatever, Kevin Feige made a deal with Sony in order to get Spider-Man, and Sony said, okay, and you produce our Spider-Man movie. So Kevin Feige, who is the Marvel master, he's the Marvel mastermind, he's producing the Spider-Man movies for Sony, basically. So Sony is like the production company behind it, and for the, I would say Marvel and Sony are sharing production duties, but it's really Kevin Feige is the brain behind the new Spider-Man movies. They are Sony movies technically, but creatively, it's kind of still a Marvel movie. You know what I mean? Venom wasn't. Venom was all Sony. So, and you can look at Venom, and I'm not saying Venom is bad, but you can look at Venom and be like, all right, it's not on the same level. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, Spider-Man was here. Spider-Man was John Hughes, and then Venom was, I don't know, Darkman? No, not Darkman. Dark City. No, that's bad too. Something else. Judo says, I remember reading in some lace. It was Sony that did it. Well, like I said, Sony is the they own the rights and they are the production, pretty much. But you'll see Marvel. I mean, they do Marvel in association, like let's try to find it. So it says this in association with Marvel, or let's see, Spider-Man. Let's do Far From Home. Far From Home. I guess IMDb, right? Plot, views, film in the series. Oh, it's right there. Duh. Let's do that. John Watts is the director. Wait, do they actually have the actual production? So, it's written by Sony Pictures. Okay. But I know that Kevin Feige is like the overseer, so he's kind of like the last guys. Columbia Pictures and Marvel Studios, yeah. So Columbia Pictures is Sony Studios. They just, they own it. They own Columbia. So, Marvel. Columbia Pictures, Pascal Pictures. You can't forget Pascal Pictures because she got demoted. Sorry. Oh, wow. I didn't realize. Huh. Distributors. Huh. I mean, I guess Sony owns all of that. B&H Film Distribution? Don't they just have stores? Anyway, whatever. I never looked at okay. Columbia Pictures, Pascal, Marvel, and then Matt. Who's that? rich guy with money. He probably from China. I don't know. Okay, just says, yeah, not a fan of Spider-Man Homecoming. It was meh. It is all right. I like that. Like I've always said, I've said this before. I'll say it again. I've always said that the best movies usually have a really good bad guy. And in Homecoming, Far From Home, okay, you know what? Homecoming had good parts. Far From Home was like, it was a little too, yeah, okay, whatever. But I did like Michael Keaton's character, but it was like, it was a little, I think the scope of Homecoming was a little too small. Far From Home was a little bit more grandiose and better. So I think, yeah, I said, just as Far From Home was a little better, but they feel like MV shows, not epic movies. That Mysterio reveal was whack, but I guess it was in the spirit of the comic. I read some Spider-Man comics, and they're kind of silly like that. Yeah. I mean, Spider-Man is... I think if they want to be for real, they need to do the Kraven the Hunter story. I have that run where he kills Spider-Man, basically. Spoilers. I was like, yo, that's a dark arc. I was like, yo, this is, but it might turn off, people and stuff. But it's crazy, yo, Kraven ain't no joke. I was like, oh, this is pretty dope. Let's see. Oh, these are special effects. Okay, ILM. I guess this is. I was gonna say it's alphabetical, but I guess it's in. Frame store handle 140, 200, and Industrial Light and Magic 177. Pictures 320, 3. They didn't even do the most, Sony. That's weird. That's a lot. Hold up, 320 plus 330. That's 650, 750. No, 850. Math. 850. 9, 10, 27. Is that right? 10, 27, 11, 67. Oh, more. 12, 67, 12, 14, 1300, 14, 1500. About 1500. Well, it's probably more. But 1500 FX shots. Yeah, sounds about right. Anyway, boop, boop. Okay, just says, I just want to see Pete, aka Spider-Man, get angry and do some cool stuff. Shit. He said he stayed a Boy Scout through both movies. That's the whole thing, right? They screwed up Venom. This is Sony. Sony doesn't think, right? If they were smart, which they're not. Amy Pascal is not smart. I mean, the smartest thing she did was get Kevin Feige involved. But they messed up the Venom origin story. Because Venom... I mean, I don't think Spider-Man was his first host, but he was with Peter before he was with Flash. It was Flash, right? Yeah. And in the live action Spider-Man movies, they messed up in a couple ways. Flash Thompson in the Spider-Man movies is an Indian dude. I mean, race doesn't matter, but he's a little guy. He's not like a big grr. That's the whole point. That I think he was dating Mary Jane before or something, or he was trying to, and then Mary Jane ended up hooking up with Pete, and then it was like, oh snap, the nerd got the girl, or whatever. And the Venom's like, roar. I mean, Flash is like, hey, I hate Peter Parker. The Venom's like, hey, what's up, man? Then Venom is born. And so the Venom on the live action Venom is like, what? Okay. I mean, it's different. I mean, he's an anti-hero. He eats people, but he's a good he only eats bad people. It's weird. It's weird. They're trying so hard. And the dumbest thing, not the dumbest thing. It's like there's so many movies that they can make, and Into the Spider-Verse proves that they can make a standalone Spider-Gwen movie easy. Honestly, I'm like, yo, Microsoft, I I don't know how impossible this is, but talk to Marvel and get a Spider-Gwen game done. Get the rights to a Spider-Gwen game. Because Sony doesn't have the rights, quote unquote, to the entire Spider-Man. They got licensed to make a Spider-Man game. The games and the movies, that's separate. That's a separate deal. So Sony doesn't have the exclusive rights to Spider-Man in the video games. No, because Activision was making the games before, while Sony still had the rights. You know what I'm saying? So Microsoft, you got that money? Go to Disney. Be like, yo, we want Spider-Gwen. Let's go. What you want? And let's do this. Let's see which Spider-Person game is better. That'd be cool. And get the girl who did the voice, Haley, whatever her name is, Haley Kashmali, Haley Seinfeld. I don't know her name. Get her to do the voice. Be dope. That'd be like, yeah, what's up, Sony? Smack, smack. And make it good. I mean, come on, son. Insomniac is good. But think about their games. Think about the commonality in their games. It's not a bad thing, but they're kind of playing themselves because they're starting to get played out because they make games that have all these goofy, crazy weapons. The first part about Insomniac games, except for the VR stuff, which nobody knows nothing about because, like, what? Okay, whatever. But look at Ratchet and Clank, Sunset Overdrive, Ratchet and Clank again. Spider-Man is a little separate, but all their games, even Resistant, goofy-ass weapons. All of them games. Kaiju says maybe there are some characters' rights. They're trying to not spend too much money. That's probably why Zendaya MJ has another name. Still one of the best scenes of the Spider-Man movie is Spider-Man 2 when he saved the train. That had all the action and drama in it. Oculus Quest 2 play for real. Spider-Man 2 was good. I think the whole Doc Ock versus Spider-Man, it was just good. And I didn't hate the Amazing Spider-Man movies, but I think the first one was better. Well, I can't really say that either because it just felt, I don't know what was wrong with the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Because he was cracking jokes like Spider-Man should. Because that's the problem with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. He doesn't crack any jokes. He cracked a joke. They took the scene out the movie. And it was a funny joke. It was the joke they had in the trailers where, oh, yeah, I'm tired of doing your guys' job or whatever. We're talking to the cops. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. But they don't do that enough. Spider-Man's supposed to be cracking jokes. I know he's new at it, but come on, son. I haven't seen the Amazing Spider-Man yet. They're not horrible. They're not the greatest. And when Gwen Stacy died, I was like, oh boy, that sucked. It's like snap. I was like, oh. That was kind of the most messed up part of that movie when he almost kind of saved her, but not quite. She bounced, son. She bounced off the couch. I was like, oh. And Dennis Leary is her dad and stuff. That part was actually emotional. So in that respect, it was like, okay, I guess. But the whole way it ended, Spider-Man 2 ended with him and Rhino are about to fight, and it's cut. It's a cliffhanger. I'm like, oh hell no. And that was it. I was like, nah, this sucks. This sucks. It's so stupid. I was like, come on, son. Anyway, and the Goblin, Hobgoblin, it was bad. It's bad. It's a lot of bad stuff. And there, then I think about it, it almost feels like the Amazing Spider-Man stuff and Venom it's like Venom's in the middle, right? And Amazing Spider-Man's over here, and the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man's over here, and Tom Holland Spider-Man's like kind of up here. Not that I'm saying it's better than all of them, which kind of barely, but it's like in a different category because it's not like it is a comic book movie, but it's more of a teen drama character movie than a comic book movie. It just has comic book trappings within John Hughes' story, which is fine. That's kind of a cool way to approach it. It hasn't really been done well before, so I give them props for doing that. But nah, honestly, I'm waiting for Well, I was waiting for it, but then they said they decided they're gonna charge for it. Black Widow, they're gonna do that Disney premiere stuff, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I didn't pay for Mulan, and I'm damn sure I ain't gonna pay for digital Black Widow. I will buy the Blu-ray. Get 4K Blu-ray for $25-$30. I'll buy that before I freaking rent a movie for $20 for however long you get. Nah, son, I'm good. So I'll get the Blu-ray. That's what I'm waiting for Tenet to come out on Blu-ray, because I'm like, I'm not gonna go to the theater. What are you, crazy? Just put it up. Look, Christopher Nolan, get off your pony. Get off your high pony. Dude, what's the horse that's in, not the Clydesdale. There's a horse bigger than Clydesdale's. I said, what is this? I saw that. I was like, oh, hell no. What's the biggest horse breed? Let's look at that up real quick. I spelled biggest wrong, didn't I? Biggest horse breed. Boop. It's there it is. That's not a picture. There it is. That's it. Shire. That's it. It's the Shire. Dude, I saw this horse. I said, that's not real. Nah, that's okay. That's a little kid, but still, I was like, holy Jesus, that's a huge horse. They're bigger than Clydesdales. I thought Clydesdales were the dinosaurs of horses, but no. See, Clydesdales number 2. Freaking Shires are giant monster horses. I saw this lady. She was like standing next to like 2 horses. I was like, that's Photoshop, right? There's no way that freaking 3,000 pounds, man, weighs more than cars. Freaking horse. Look at how big that horse is, son. Come on, son. I know. Yo, come on, son. Get out of here. But that's a big ass horse. That's a big ass horse. That's a girl horse. That's a big ass horse. How can I tell? Kajudo says, I'm sorry, but Black Widow is for women. What Black Panther is for African Americans. She need to be on the big screen, in my opinion. Yeah. But, you know, the world is a freaking hot mess right now, so nobody's going to be in the theater. That's why Tenet did like $300 million. That should have been $1 billion movie, but it did $300 million in like a month or something. So yeah, but yeah, they need to release VOD, video on demand, VOD, and Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray. I'm telling you, if they release these movies 4K Blu-ray, it would sell out. Mad people would buy it, but they're foolish. They're like, oh, they're holding on to this arcane tradition, ritual to go out to a dark, dirty theater, put your head on a lice-infested backseat thing, unless it's like pleather or leather or something. Maybe it's not a lot of lice on it. But I'm just saying, that's why I go to the movie every time I go with Bridget. Every time I go to the movies with Bridget, she never puts her head back because she's like, nah, son, lice. Dirty ass mo flowers. I'm like, all right. I put my head right back. I'm like, I don't care. My neck hurt. But yeah. So yeah, just release it on Blu-ray, do VOD, and just call it a day. I mean, the what's it called? What's that movie? The stupid Trolls World Tour made all kind of money, and they just did VOD. So, you know, I mean, it's a kids movie, so it's a little different, but they need to adjust, man. Y'all, hey, if you can't adapt in this environment, then you're gonna go extinct. That's it. Christopher Nolan, you need to adapt or go extinct. I mean, you make good movies. Tenet looks real dope, but you need to adapt. Sorry. Movie theaters, you need to adapt. You need to make pod seats, two-seater pods that are literally pods, you know, with its own ventilation shaft. And that's it. You know, you could be farting in there. You could do all that stuff in there. You could be smoochy. You put it on dark mode and your windows get all dark and you be like, smoochy, girl. Right? It'd be crazy for the people they gotta clean up after you. You know, whole pod full of popcorn and other stuff. But look, hey, restaurants are doing it. They got little bubble pods around the little tables. I'm like, okay, that's something. It's better than not being open. You know what I mean? So If y'all got this money, I mean, you probably don't. You wasted time, wasted too many months, so now you ain't got no money. But I'm just saying, if you should have thought of it before, like, okay, make the pod movie theaters. What I said, what was I talking about? I wasn't talking about I was talking about something. You know how they have the pod hotels in Japan? It's like, yo, just do that with theaters, or I don't know. Everybody has their own individual pod. Zip it zap. Go. Good to go. I mean, that's weird, but whatever. Everybody gets into like a little chamber, a little hibernation chamber. all the claustrophobes be like, I'm not going to the movie theater. I can't. Nope. Anyway. Also, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm looking forward to that for some reason. Looking forward to that. And WandaVision. It's a lot of good stuff that Disney Plus is doing, but I'm not paying for. I'm already paying for Disney Plus. I'm not paying for a movie plus Disney Plus. No. Yet. Sorry, Disney. You're getting a little greedy. Not gonna do it. There's a few stories. I didn't cover this one last week because I'm dumb. Sony faces new PS5 setback in India. Basically, a person in India has the trademark for PlayStation 5, PS5. I think specifically PS5. And hey, they have it. So I guess Sony got to buy it off of him or something. I don't know if he's selling it, but whatever. They got to, they trying to go to court to get it from, but I'm like, that's not how that works. If someone trademarks something before you, oh well, you slow. That's like, oh man, I want to get the domain Amazon.com. It's like, it's already taken. You can't. It's too late. That's the whole point of trademarking, is that you trademark something, and you have the right to use that font, imagery of, words and letters in whatever particular order. That's the whole thing. So he can make PS5 shirts all day long, whatever his trademark is, and he's all right. In India, I guess, I don't know if that's not an international thing. That's just an India thing. Anyway, that was a quick little stupid story. PlayStation 5 runs hotter than Xbox Series X. Yeah. There's a lot of ponies out there trying to be like, oh man, look at the Xbox. I'm like, all right. Well, I mean, we're going to see. And it's funny, I think it was Brazil. Was it Brazil that used Xbox Series X footage for PlayStation, or the PlayStation video on their YouTube? And it's so dumb because you can see like the controls. I'm like, either that's PC or that's Xbox. Either way, it's on a Microsoft platform, but I mean, they could have easily just changed the freaking, but they didn't care. So honestly, we've seen half a game on PlayStation 5 running, and the videos they trying to push off, they did this last gen too. So whatever. I mean, this gen. So the PlayStation Web Store, they did an update, and they took out the ability to buy PS3 Vita games, or what else? Something else. And that kind of sucks, but whatever. I mean, or PSP games. But you can still buy them on the consoles. I get whatever. I don't know how much sense that makes, but Sony's like making a lot of moves that can be construed as, or misconstrued, however you want to say it, as not in the best interest of their customers and fans. I'm not gonna read that one. There was an indie dev, the guy who made the Oberdin. What's the name of that that damn game? Return of the Oberdin. That game. That guy is like one guy who made it. He's a dev. He wanted to put his game on sale on the PlayStation Store. He said, "Yo," he's like, "all these games are on sale." You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Yo, can I get my game to go on sale too, so I can sell some more?" Sony said, Nope. Let me read the story. This is from Push Square, so you know it's real news. Another indie dev suggests Sony's denying PS Store sale requests. You'd think Sony would be all too happy to discount PlayStation Store games at a developer's request, but we've been hearing for a few weeks now that the Japanese giant is being, well, less than helpful in that department. The latest to speak out is Lucas Pope of Return of the Obra Dinn fame, which is currently half price on practically all platforms except, you guessed it, PlayStation 4. See, that's the most crazy thing about it, is that it's like on sale everywhere else. But Sony said nope. And I'm like, why? Does that make sense? I don't know. They trying to be like, no, we trying to make as much money, so we got to charge full price. As whether the Sony system would get the discount, here's what Pope replied. Yashi said, sale on Japan PS Store, return it over then, with a question mark. Lucas Pope said, Sony denied my request to discount the game on PlayStation 4, PS4. In isolation, it wouldn't mean much, but this isn't the first time we've heard stories like this. In fact, one eagle-eyed Reset-era poster has compiled all of the individual complaints of developers who've been unable to get their games discounted on the PlayStation Store. It's staggering, really, as we can only imagine promotions like this increase overall sales for developers, which the Japanese giant pockets a cool 30% cut from. This is extremely frustrating for teams with their livelihoods on the line, and while PlayStation generally has an install base that's far too large to ignore, look, it can make the PlayStation 4 a particularly attractive platform to develop for. Hopefully, this is something the manufacturer can rectify swiftly, because it's unquestionably a bad look from where we're sitting. Heck, this author would have bought Return of Obra Dinn at half price. This is bad news for everyone. Where is the freaking list of... They mentioned the list of... Oh, here it is. I want to see this list of games that were... They planned sales with... Well, yeah, but they it's their store. They can... Yeah, sure, we'll do it. Boom. Other devs with PSN issues. I put my glasses on this one right here so I see... Because... Actual type is kind of real small. Yeah. I have some tweets about this saved and did some searching. All right. Mike Rose finally had our PS4 launch last week. If you're wondering whether smaller games sell on PS4 right now, our opening weekend sales on PS4 were 5% of our Nintendo Switch opening sales. Weekend sales. Ha ha ha. AKA we barely saw anything at all on PlayStation 4. Quite frankly, I doubt we'll put any more games on PlayStation 4 after this. I'd heard it was bad, but holy fuck. Not even close to the sales we're achieving on Switch and Xbox. Uh-oh. That's not good. This is the first I've heard of this, because I didn't realize on the dev side, like, you know, the drama and stuff. I was kind of curious to know that stuff. Okay, so Jack Lockjaw says, I bought the game on PC and then again on Switch for the laying in bed play that I think works for the game. Also, the Switch version launched with a slight discount that I didn't see on the PlayStation 4 version. I'm not sure that the PlayStation 4 offered anything not offered by the other two. Mike Rose says, we weren't allowed to do a launch discount on PlayStation 4 because they told us they were too busy to be able to add such a thing right now. Wait, what? Okay, that's some bull. Okay, hold up. They too busy. Yo, that's some bullshit right there. That's like, oh yeah, we're too busy. Come on, son. That's some. You know, I mean, look, I don't know who's cheerleading for Sony these days, but when a dev says that, and that's what Sony says back to them, that's messed up. That's like, yo, put it on sale, please, so we can sell more and you can get your little 30. It doesn't make sense. Louis Proctor says, might have played out pretty differently if it launched on all systems concurrently. Mind, platform overlap, i.e. one person owning multiple systems, will be higher now than any other time in the generation. Micro says, it did, haha. It launched on Switch, PS4, and Xbox on the same day. And let's go back to this side. Oops. Where'd it go? Oh, it's here. Okay. All right, Ratalaki. Okay, why don't I just pull this up? I'm such a dumbass. I'm such a dumbass. So what was this? Oh, this is Reset Era, right? Reset Era. Where am I going here? Get out of here. Reset Era. What's that? Reset Era. Alright, so I hear pops and poops. I guess somebody's doing Reset Era. Sony denies indie dev sale. There we go. Wide freaking reading from my phone. I got the internet here. Let's go. Hey Bonds, what's going on? Hope everything's going on. What did you have for dinner? Kajira says you lived in New York City back in the 80s and 90s. You remember how the stores used to just sell games at random prices? I think I bought River City Ransom for like $90. I didn't live in New York City, but I used to go to Crazy Eddie. They had one in Yonkers. Was it in Yonkers? It was on Central Ave. I think that was in Yonkers. So I was NYC adjacent. I was next to the Bronx. I was born in the Bronx. I lived next to the Bronx for the whole time. All right, so wait, where the hell am I? Is this the? This isn't the. Where's the damn story? Sorry. That's that. Get nothing. I don't. Whatever. I guess. Well, I guess I'm gonna read this then. Here, because I can't find the actual. Oh, this is it, right? Yeah, this is it, I think. Price change history. Return to Oberdin. Oh, it went down for a little bit. A couple of days in February. Lowest price $14.99. Huh. So let me see. It's got to be in here. So I guess not. It's got to be. Oops. Is there? What is the I'm trying to find this. Whatever. It's just interesting to. Oh, here it is. So this is where it went. This is what I was reading. We've won on Sony NA in a few days. Oh, North America and Sony EU, and Sony EU are by invite, so we sail when we can. For a limited time, Pillar is 50% off in Europe as part of the PS4's digital discount selection. So yeah, they do plan their sales, but I'm pretty sure they could do something like that. You know, just do a tweet. Oh, Oberdin is 50% off. Go get it. That's like, come on, son. They're acting like it's impossible or some junk. Watching Deadpool 2, yeah, it was pretty good. Puns. That's a good movie. Kajita says, cheapest game I ever got was E.T. for $1 in like 1988. E.T. was bad. That was a bad game. Kajita says, I beat it just by doing random shit. I still don't know what I was doing really. Yeah, I think I beat it too. I hated the game. So dumb. I think I hated that game, but I hated it less than Pac-Man. Pac-Man for the 2600 was the most hottest, garbagest, baddest, worstest game ever created. Let's see. When Sony North America invites us to a sale, we'll do it. I don't know when that'll be though. Sony didn't invite me to the Vita sale this year, haha, which I'm not that glad about. Oh, Luke Bernard. I have a uncle through Bridget named Luke Bernard. Uncle, what are you doing? This is in 2016. Fabrice Breton. Another French indie dev who has a game available on PS4 told me he couldn't reach Sony Europe to get in the winter sale either. For small indies like us, this is a waste of money because 90% of our revenues come from sales. Cyber Rob says, which game is it, if I may ask? I just got me a PS4 and I can check it out and spread the good word. Fabricio says, Cowcat at Cowcat Games. I've released 3 games so far. One is my adventure game, Demetrios. And the 2 others are console ports from another dev, Roguelike Xenon, Valkyrie Plus, and Riddled Corpses EX. All on sale currently almost everywhere except Sony EU. I never knew that there was such a thing going. See, that's the whole thing about like perception and public public perception and just kind of awareness. Like, I always knew Sony was kind of evil. They do a lot of smoke and mirrors. They do a lot of deceivings and stuff, And some say Microsoft does that as well. I'm sure they have their moments, but Sony just don't care. Like, yep, we lied. Yup. It's like, thanks for the heads up, but bought on Xbox One. I've been waiting for a discount on this game. This is driving people away from sales on the PlayStation 4. Why? You know what? Remember when Sony was like, oh, indies are so cool because we ain't got no games. But indies are so cool when PlayStation 4 was launching. It's bullshit. That they have this type of control over a developer's game will lead to more anti-consumer results like this. Sony can fully fuck off with this bullshit. Sorry. Quote, unquote. I didn't say that. I was just quoting. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Betty said, you make it sound like Sony are out to scam people over a couple of dollars, which is just insane. It's far more likely they had a set amount of games they wanted to discount and they stuck to it. That's all. Seriously, the amount of deals they have had for indie / first party / third party show they aren't against discounts. It was discounted once before if you had PS Plus, so it's not like you're against it. Not like they're against it. I don't think she quite understands what he's talking about. Because as far as being a dev, right? If your game's on sale, then you get more sales. It's not about, you get a little bit of money, that's fine. You get less money if it's on sale. But the number of units that you sell are just as important as how much money you make off of them. You know what I mean? If your game's $1 and you sell 1 million units, that's $1 million minus taxes, minus, cuts for everybody else. Still a lot of money, but, I think you can say, hey, I made this game and it sold a million, right? That's a good thing because that gives your studio rep. But Sony's kind of hindering that on their platform. I'm like, I never knew this. I'm like, this is that's messed up. I'm like, now I'm gonna go talk to Rafa and Brian and be like, yo, man, I don't know if we should even mess with PlayStation because they acting stupid right now. They acting spooky. I'm like, yo, Game Pass look like the move right now. We get a big chunk of money and then we get some points off of each sale or something, or each download, or so. I don't know how the actual contracts work as far as Game Pass go, but that's guaranteed money. If you can get on Game Pass, you getting paid. Microsoft is paying you. Like, yo, we want your game on Game Pass. Here's some money. Thank you. That's like guarantee. I'm like, yo, that sounds like a business model to me, son. Can I be a Game Pass maker of games, please? Instead of being like, oh, I hope our game sells. I mean, ultimately or possibly, you might not sell the maximum, or you might not make the maximum amount of money if you do a Game Pass deal. But it's guaranteed money, especially for like little studios who are just starting off or whatever. Yo, that's like that's a security blanket right there, especially in the apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? Instead of living check to check or like wondering, oh, I hope our game sells so we could eat. You be like, yo, we on Game Pass, don't worry about it. We just gotta get it out on time, baby. That's it. We getting paid, son. I'm just saying, like, just looking at the business side and economics of it, Microsoft got money. They're willing to pay these studios for their games to put on Game Pass. It's the same thing with Netflix. You make a show, Netflix is like, yo, we want to buy that. It's like, yep, here you go. Give me money. That's it. You're not like, oh, no, I'm going to release it in the theater so I can make all the money in the theater. No. Mad people going to Netflix like, yo, trying to get that Netflix deal. Now, devs is like, yo, trying to get that Game Pass deal. I got to talk to Rafa about that, yo, for real. Only problem is that our game engine is not Unreal or Unity, so we're going to have to port it, or we're going to have somebody port it, and that's, as I told Rafa, yo, we need to learn Unreal, I think, hey, Legend, aloha, how are you? I'm getting backed up here. Backed up. Because it just says, I beat it just... But, oh, yeah, I read that. Bond says, until they are purchased whole by Microsoft. It's true. Now your IP is not yours. That's true, but you're a paid employee of Microsoft at that point. So you're just getting paid to go to work. So it's security. It's like, as long as you output good stuff and you are a value of Microsoft and you don't lose them money, they have really no reason to, eliminate your position, your job, your studio. Actually, they don't anyway, because the more that they have, the more they make, the more Game Pass seems to be a value and all those things. So I think they're going to have a really big, real big bench. I mean, they already do now, but I think they're going to solidify it. And rumors are that they got another big deal happening. That is actually bigger than the Bethesda deal, bigger than the ZeniMax deal. And I was like, hold up, bigger than that? I think I've heard a few things. They're like, oh, they're gonna buy Bungie, or oh, they're gonna buy what's the other one? I don't remember. A Japanese studio or something, like Sega or something like that. The latest one that I heard that I thought about, I was like, oh, that is bigger. If Microsoft bought Epic. If Microsoft bought Epic, that would be like, what? That would be like a super, like, okay, yeah, that's a big deal. Because you got the engine, you got the Epic Store, you got Fortnite. Mad Microsoft games use the Unreal Engine. And all the ponies was like, oh, look at that demo run on Unreal Engine 5, 1440p 30. But who cares? That's Microsoft. Honestly, I think about it right now. That's a Microsoft move. They're like, oh, y'all like that, didn't y'all? Oh, yeah, we own them now. You still like it? Just saying. You know how them ponies be. Bond says, then you are asked, what have you done first lately? Yeah, of course. Hey, you gotta come with it. I'm not saying you're gonna be hitting grand slams all day long. I'm just saying, if you whack, you better go practice or something. We're talking about practice. You better go get good, cause you got competition within the company itself. I mean, it's not really competition, but it's like, yo, like say if I get hired by Microsoft, right, as a music dude, my value is that I can do music for a pretty wide genre of music, right? So I can do, the orchestral stuff. I can do the hip hop. I can do, pretty piano stuff. I can do many things, right? So the fact that I have versatility in my skills as far as producing content on the music side, I can do different games within the teams and studios of Microsoft. So if a team, they need extra music, I'm there. Good. How many tracks you need? 5. Okay, bleep, bloop, bloop. Done. And who else need? I'm just bouncing. I'm the bouncing everywhere. I'm doing all the music for all the games. I don't care. I don't care. Look, the dude who's like, I think they got 3 composers for Halo Infinite. I'm like, oh, that's different. That's cool. So I'm gonna be one of those dudes. I'll be on Halo Infinite Squared, whatever the next one's called. I don't know. Hit the whatever. Bond says we have decided to move you to XYZ direction. On to XYZ direction. You're not a one-trick pony. Bonds. Yeah. I mean, that's what happens a lot of the times when this happens in all the big publishers or third-party companies that have multiple studios, where they have to prioritize, like, okay, this game's coming out next. So you over there who has a game coming out in 5 years or whatever, we need your help to, do some work, whether it's assets or whatever. You need to work on this game real quick, help us out, and then you go back, And once again, they're under the umbrella of the giant company, so they're getting paid regardless. It's not like, oh, we're working for them, we're not getting paid as much. No, they get paid what they get paid regardless of what they're doing within the corporate structure of the different teams. And that's job security. So it's not like a bad thing. I would, hey, Master Chief, how you doing? I wouldn't consider it a bad thing. I would consider it, okay, yeah, that's cool. Because, Bond says, I have seen, heard, and given similar statements about priorities from the power that be. Yeah. I mean, that's just a corporate structure thing, really. But I guess as far as devs go, you have a skill set. So it's not like they'll be like, oh, you're an artist? Okay, you're going to be doing voices over here now. Like, no, you can do art. And honestly, maybe you're going to work on something that you don't really want to work on, but, paycheck's a paycheck. If you got to do something, you got to do something. It's all good. I mean, it's a job. We kind of glamorize video games like, oh, it's so cool, it's awesome and hype. It's like, yeah, you know how hard it is to make that to make games fun and hype and awesome. It takes work. I'm sitting there making these freaking whatchamacallits, these environments for this video I'm trying to shoot, and it's not easy because I'm a noob, first of all, and I haven't done any sketches for design or anything, so I'm just kind of pulling it out of my face and my head. So it's harder because I didn't prepare, but I gotta knock it out. Bond says, so you get to leave with your IP if you decide to go in a different direction? No. No. Well, I mean, that's up to let's say Microsoft is, if Microsoft is the big daddy company. I mean, it's like when Bungie left, they had to leave Halo, because Halo was owned by Microsoft from the jump when they acquired Bungie back in the day. So they went and they took the idea of what Halo was gonna be and they changed it and called it Destiny. Basically, that's what they did, because that's what they were trying to make. Halo was gonna be what Destiny is, So, but it depends. Like, who was it? It was Insomniac. Insomniac created Sunset Overdrive for Microsoft, for the Xbox, and they retained the IP. They didn't own them, but they contracted them to make a game. And it could have been in the contract, oh, this IP we own, but no, they said, yeah, you made it, you own it, we just want it on our console for exclusives. So, I guess that's different only because I'm trying to think. I would say, for the most part, if you work for a company, anything you create under that company is owned by that company. That's usually how it works, unless the company is nice and they say, you can take it, go ahead. And I think there are instances when that has happened. I just can't think of them right now off the top of my head. But, sometimes, the mother company would be like, yeah, you can have it. Sure, you can have it. It's not like we don't care, but sometimes not all corporations and companies are super evil. Not all bosses are evil, so they'll be like, you guys could take it, sure. I mean, business is business, but at the same time, karma's a motherflower. So, and Sony's getting a full dose of karma these days, boy. It's like, when was the last time you heard good news on the Sony side? And what was it? Oh, their UI is 4K and HDR. It's like, oh, that's great. What about the games? Oh yeah, 1440p 30. Oh yeah. 4K 30. It's like, oh. You know what? I would rather have a game that's 4K 60 than my UI, honestly. And I heard all this crazy stuff going on about freaking the UI stuff, and I'm like, y'all are stupid. Honestly, your ponies are grasping for straws right now. It's like, yo, your games don't look as good as your UI, right? Your games are low resolution. Your games are a lower resolution than your damn menus. Get the hell out of here. Bond says the Sony/Disney Marvel IP squabble of Spider-Man. Well, it's not a squabble. It's the contract. Sony owns the movie rights. So that's that. Yeah, I guess it is animated as well. I wasn't too sure about that. I thought it was just live action, but I guess it is just whatever motion picture. But here's the thing, right? Sony owns the movie rights, right? Or maybe it's just live action representation. I think that might be it. Because Disney has put out a whole bunch of Spider-Man shows on like Disney Channel or whatever. There's a whole bunch of Spider-Man cartoons and stuff. They've been doing it for years. So, they can make Spider-Man stuff. It's just the movie stuff or live action. Well, if I would have to see what the contract is. If the contract is like only movie stuff, Disney could be like, oh, okay. Yo, Tom. And they make a Spider-Man Disney Plus show, like the Winter Soldier and like WandaVision. Imagine that, a Spider-Man TV show on Disney Plus with Tom Holland, Zendaya, all of them. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you what. I think that the way that the flavor that Spider-Man is right now, like the movies, I think if they did a TV show on Disney Plus, I think that would fit perfectly. Yep. They could do two-parters or like one season, or like half a season is one villain and the other half is another. Like if the show is an hour long, no, you could do two. You could do 1 hour shows, right? 1 hour per episode, 12 episodes, right? So that's 12 hours. So 2, 4, 6. That's 6 villains per season. That's a lot of villains. Into the Spider-Verse of Sony. Yeah, I know. That's why I was like confused. Like, wait, is it just movies or is it, Legend says impossible, couldn't happen. Tom Holland's under contract with Sony. How many years can they get out of Tom? He's like 20. What is it? 25 now. He's still fairly young. They can get at least another 10 years out of him, I would say. Tom Holland's I don't know how many. I think he has one more movie, right? I think he just has the last Spider-Man 3 as far as with Sony. But after that, unless he re-signs a contract or whatever, but once he fulfills his movie obligations, as far as the number of appearances per film and stuff, once he fulfills that, I don't know what the logistics are as far as him playing Spider-Man under Marvel outside of the movie stuff. You know what I'm saying? Legend says he's a studio actor. He can't act in anything unless Sony okays it. I don't know. Is that true? I mean, yeah, I guess. I guess that's... Let's look it up. I never thought of it that way. Like exclusive actors. Is Tom Holland a Sony studio actor? I don't think they're trying to lock him down. Ooh, okay, this happened in the 12th. What was that? 6 days ago. So Sony reportedly trying to lock in Tom Holland as Spider-Man for a lot of movies. That's what I was talking about. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Through the fiber, and in fact, with a brand new contract that'll lock him in for a lot of new projects. The exact details of the deal are currently unclear, but we do know that it'll include numerous future appearances of Peter Parker in various films, including solo movies and spin-offs. They'll take us well into young performers' young adulthood. Into the performer's young adult. He's freaking 20. Whatever. It's also safe to say that the extension will make the 24-year-old star very busy for years to come, as well as a whole lot richer. Yeah, I said 10 years, I said. Home invasion. That's good. Possibly 4 different actors in 20 years for the role of Peter Parker. Yeah. Well, it was Toby, Andrew, and Tom. Who would be the next one? Oh, who's the one before? Anyway. Of course, that doesn't mean that Tom will stick around forever in the MCU, as we already know that plan is eventually Miles Morales will be the franchise's main Spider-Man. As we already know that the plan is to eventually have Miles Morales be the franchise's main Spider-Man. Oh. Are they having that kid from Stranger Things? Because I've seen a mock-up of him being Miles Morales, which he looks okay. I was like, I'm not offended. Not offended. That's it, I guess. Tell us. I don't care. Sony were to be considering a new Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. If they do a live-action Spider-Verse and they bring back Andrew and then Tobey Maguire, that'd be dope. That'd be like, okay, all right. Legend says these kinds of deals were very common in the past. Kurt Russell was unable to act in anything unless Disney signed off on it for first few decades of his life. Yeah, I guess if he does sign this deal, this multi-year, multi-film deal, then yes. But he hasn't. I don't believe he signed it unless he signed it in the past 6 days. So yeah. That's true, but I don't think he signed it yet. I saw the Black Adam stuff. I'm not too keen on that yet. Creed 3, didn't 2 just come out? I don't know. Who cares? And the Batman's having all kind of issues. See, look, Spider-Man. It's cartoon Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Rest in peace. Rip, Chadwick. Rip. You son of a bastard. Spider, Batman, Spider. Yo, I seen was it Huey Halloween? The Adam Sandler. It's literally Waterboy, except Halloween. It's kind of Waterboy too. If he stopped being Waterboy and was smarter, I don't know. It's weird. Bond says, go back to black and white of the film industry. Some actors were contract from. Yeah. Well, that's yeah. That is true. I think Universal was that they have their own studio actors and stuff. But now it's I don't think it's the same anymore. I think it's a little, you lock them in, and that's okay. You on the contract, that's it. If they got them for 10 years, that's it. They can loan them out, But then the other company like Marvel would have to deal with Sony in order to get Tom, which is how it's working right now. So. Yeah, it's all good. I don't see the impossibility of him doing other stuff. Yeah. Hubby Halloween, I will see that film soon. Yeah, it's not a crazy good movie, but it's not horrible. It's a goofy little whatever movie. It's a Adam Sandler movie. I mean, that's all you gotta say. Legend says, what do you think about the inclusion of Jonathan Majors in the MCU? I do not know I do not know. I do not know Jonathan Majors' character. Let's look it up. What was that? I'm trying to think. Nah. You say Jonathan Majors, I think of Lee Majors. Okay, let's look it up. So what is he playing? Did I spell it right? Jonathan Majors. Ant-Man. Is he Ant-Man? Oh, that guy. Oh, he's okay. He's gonna play what was he gonna play? I heard about that. Is he oh yeah, Kang. He's gonna play Kang. I don't watch Lovecraft Country because I don't have what is that on? Is that on HBO? Yeah. I don't have it. Oh, we don't watch it. But yeah, I saw the news about him playing Kang. Kang the Conqueror. That'd be cool. Anything that I don't know about. Like I have no reference point or any knowledge of Kang or him as an actor, which is cool. So I get to see him as a fresh, just a fresh character and a fresh face. I won't have any pre notions of how he talks or anything like that. Bond says, I never expect a good film by Adam Sandler. Well, Longest Young and Little Nicky, Longest Yard. It's okay. It's pretty good. Wait, let me think. At first, like how he's talking is kind of annoying, but you can kind of understand him. You get used to him, so it's not that bad. And he has his daughters in it. He's got his wife in it too. His whole family's in it. It's so funny. But that's what they do. And all the friends, all the people that are in all those other movies are in this movie, except for David Spade's not even in it, but everybody else is in it. Lovecraft Country is the bomb. Yo, you gotta watch that. I heard it was good, but I just don't have it. So, I mean, if it comes to Netflix, I'm down. The Clown, know what I'm saying? But yeah, Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man is like one of the movies that I was like, oh, all right, well, we'll watch it, and it was kind of like, oh, okay. It's like different. It has a different flavor. It's funnier than, most of the MCU movies. And it sticks out. If you look at the funnier MCU movies, they're usually better. Thor Ragnarok. That's confusing because it's got God of War Ragnarok. But Thor Ragnarok was funnier than the other Thors, and Guardians of the Galaxy too. So Guardians, Thor, and Ant-Man are like among the best, quote unquote best, as far as, I mean, I still like Winter Soldier the best because it's crazy. But yeah, those movies kind of, they stick out because there's that extra layer of humor that gives you just extra funniness, like without it feeling weird or like feeling that they're trying to be funny or trying to be too funny or whatever, trying too hard. It's just the nature of what the film is, and Taika Waititi, he just doing his thing on Thor Ragnarok, and it's just good. It's just him as a director. He's bringing his flavor and his essence to the project, and it shows, and it makes, regardless of the fact that it started off funny, it was a perfect kind of fit with the kind of ridiculousness of how Thor started off as like, oh, I'm Thor, give me another beverage, and he crashed. I was like, okay, that's the funniest part of the first Thor, is when he crashed down the coffee mug like a Viking. I was like, okay, that's pretty funny. But other than that, that was a freaking plain ass, just a vanilla ass movie. I was like, yeah, and like Thor: Love and Thunder, I'm like, that's gonna be a good one too, because Taika Waititi is back again. I think he's back. I think he's doing that one too. So that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. Legend says, I'm so sad that I haven't watched a AAA action movie this year. We need to get back in the movie theaters. Yeah, that's true. I mean, dude, I got a big old TV. Just give me the 4K Blu-ray. I'm good. Turn off all the lights. Give me a bag of trail mix or whatever. I'll slice a pizza. Be like, yo, it's better. We got a couch. You got the middle section, and there's little cup holders and stuff, man. It's so good. Bond says, I met the actor who played Yondu, Michael Rooker, during the early preview of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Michael Rooker. That's cool. He's he's been acting for a long ass time, but he's kind of always played the same guy. It's hard to explain, but he's still good though. Does that make sense? It's kind of like Robert De Niro, or I guess he's been in so much stuff that that's the Michael Rooker dude, So, Legend says you're not gonna get the $1 billion blockbusters at home until we can get them in the theater first. Well, it depends on how much like Disney Plus is making per month for Disney, right? If they say, we're making $1.5 billion a month by, doing these films and stuff. Here's the thing about that, right? Think about this. By putting it directly on Disney Plus, right? They don't have to put as much marketing dollars into it. They don't have to spend $500 million marketing a movie, Spider-Man 3 or whatever. They can just be like, coming to Disney Plus soon. Boom. Put it on Twitter, just like everybody else. Or put it on the little thing when you turn on your Roku, like, this is coming soon. Like, oh snap, that's coming on Disney Plus. They don't have to put it on TV. They're not gonna put out commercials for a movie that's gonna go to. Have you seen? Since the pandemic, have you seen a commercial of Black Widow coming to Disney Plus on TV? I haven't seen it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't been watching TV either, but maybe. But I think the budget is way, way smaller because they don't need to do that. So they save money on budget as far as marketing, and they can spend the same amount, maybe even less on the actual show itself. Probably, let's just say the same amount. So say they make the next Avengers or a new X-Men movie, Disney, and they it's straight to Disney Plus, but it's a full real movie. Spend $200 million or whatever on the movie. You know what I mean? And then boom, if they're getting $150 million a month, then they can afford to spend $200 million on a movie. If they put out 2-3 big blockbuster movies a year, it pays for itself. It's the same thing with Netflix. It's the same thing with Game Pass. That's why those business models are. Well, Netflix proved it, but they're successful because you look at the numbers, the subs. They're getting them subs every month, guaranteed money. Boom, 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 and then at the end of the year, like, damn, we got a lot of money. We got to spend some of this money, or the government's gonna take it all. So they go and buy a lot of shows. They go make some movies, and then all you hear is, "Oh man, Netflix is $29 billion in debt. They spent all this money." It's like, yeah, because they made $59 million or billion or whatever. So they got to spend the money. Microsoft has so much money in cash. They paid $7.5 billion in cash. Not even Disney did that. They're like, okay, we'll do half and half. Okay, George, there you go. I'm sorry. La 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 la. Legend says you're not gonna. Oh, I said that right. Bond says I did a Q&A for a few minutes between the double feature of GOTG and GOT2 show. Guardians of the Galaxy. Wow. My brain. Legend says that's not going to net them the $1 billion that they're asking for. Well, if they make $1.5 million, I'm just saying $1.5 million a month on subs. They'll make over $1 billion at that because it's 12, right? So that's 1.2. It's about 1.8 billion. If you get 1.5, wait, that's not right. No, it is right. What am I talking about? Yeah, no, that's 100. That's 168 million. Yeah, you're right. I beg to differ about marketing Super Bowl ads. Yeah, that's true. Nobody's put out $1 billion blockbuster movie direct to streaming yet, and it's been a year. That's true. That's true. But yeah, Disney's trying though. Disney was putting out 3 Marvel movies a year, all netting $1 billion. Your math don't work out. Yeah, that's true. I just did the math real quick. It doesn't work out as far. Well, we have to, let's see how many subs Disney Plus has. I'm kind of curious about that myself. I don't know. I mean, how many subs? Whoops. Oh boy. Disney Plus. 50 million. Oh boy. Okay, so that's different. 50 million subs? Jesus. And that was in April. Oh my gosh, it's got to be more than that now. Hold up, let's go back. That was in 29. How many? 50, 54 point in. So that was June? What? No, May. A month later, they got 4 point and a half. Okay, where are they at now? Where are they at? 60. That's August. Oh boy. Okay, so they've got to be closer. Okay. Let's see. Let's try to find out. In October 2020. Oh boy, 2020. Yes. It's not gonna give it to me. 69 billion in annual revenues on 2019. Disney had 24 million in November of 2019. So the latest number was 60, what was it? 69? Did I say 69? It was 64. 60 something. Well, let's just say probably this puts it far ahead of the digital projection. We're expected to reach 16 million, 90 million subscribers by 2024. Yeah. Disney can reach 100 million by the end of what? By the end of... I don't know. Wow. Okay, so they got, let's just say 70. 70 million subs at, was it $7 a month? What's 70 times? So that's 170 million times 7. That's $144 million a month. Oh, so that was about right. What I was talking about. Yeah. So they would have to have lower budget movies if they were to do that. Bond says combine what they pay for Marvel, Lucasfilm, and Fox in the past 20 years. Are this number unique? New subscriptions? How does those numbers break down if accounts are reshared? If accounts are shared. I don't think they count shared accounts. I think it's just the paid subs. You know what I mean? So if you're paying $7 each, you share. I don't think they can. I mean, they might for the numbers, but I don't know. Yeah, you're right. So say if they make a movie, $200 million budget, they spend, I don't know, I guess upwards to $500 million on marketing. So a $700 million, they make $1 billion, so they only make what? If they make that's only 300. Wait, what did I say? I said 200 plus 500. I think 500 is too much. If accounts are shared. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that I don't think a shared account counts as like more than one, as far as their numbers go. Maybe, I mean, if they say, because if it's a shared account, it's still one account that is the sub, not users. Like users is different, you know. Yeah, I work marketing, spinning numbers, and bread and butter. But yeah, if they say subs, how can you say a shared account equals? I mean, you can, but that's not right. That's like I have a Bridget on my Xbox Live, right? My Ultimate, Game Pass Ultimate. That's one sub. That's not like, oh, it's two because two people are using it. That's users. That's different than subs. So, I mean, if they want to be real, I mean, sure, yeah, you could spin the numbers, but that's a little too, I say, disingenuous, I think. You know what I mean? I mean, you know what I mean because you're in marketing, but I'm just saying, it doesn't sound right and it doesn't feel right. So I would say, and honestly, 50, what did it say, 60 something, so 70 million, that's considering the amount of people in the U.S., I mean, because these are probably worldwide numbers, I would assume. Considering the amount of people in the U.S. alone, 70 million is not a lot. It's not a lot. Especially a lot of people are home. Kids are home. That's why it's growing so much. So I would say, 70 million probably. And that's going to grow. So 100 million by next year, definitely. Yeah. I would say by the end of next year, yes. So now you're talking 700 million. Wait, $7, 100 million, 700 million, $700 million a month. That's what I'm saying. So like, if they're starting to make movies now, which they're making movies now. It's taking them longer too. So by the time those movies are ready to come out, and they have 150 million subs, and they're making close to $1 billion a month, then they can say, okay, we're just going to put it on Disney Plus because they're making all that money. They're making, what is that, $12 billion a year just from subs? They can make $12 billion movies each year. Well, they're not going to do that. They'll make 3, right? Like with the numbers we were talking about before, they still got billions left because, you know. So, yeah, I don't see them. I don't see how they can lose as far as them adopting let's not put these out. And at the same time, remember, they're still charging to quote unquote rent or watch these movies. You know, Mulan, you had to pay $20 or whatever it was. Black Widow, you got to pay on top of your sub. So they're actually making money. They're still making some money plus the sub. So, and certain, like, I'm not going to do that, but I'll go out and buy the 4K Blu-ray. I'll order it on Amazon or whatever. So they're making money that way too. So it's like, you know, if you just think about theaters and not anything else, you know, you got to include all that other stuff. And the subs, they didn't have subs before. Like this, Disney Plus is fairly new. So throughout the 10-year of this first phase, 4 phases of the MCU, they didn't really have Disney Plus, but now they do. So they can offset the money. Well, not right now, but once they get the numbers up, the sub numbers up, they can offset the potential theater prices with just, just put it on Disney Plus. They save money in marketing, and you know, it's easier. They don't have to distribute to different theaters. They save on distribution as far as sending the files out and whatever. It's all in-house. They don't have to worry about it leaking or nothing. It's like, I mean, people could, you know, copy it and then, you know, upload it and stuff, but that's different. So, Legend says, regardless of what they're making on subs, the money that they would make from a movie in theaters would be in a side, not taking away or adding from the other marketing, not to mention merchandise. People will always buy Disney, whether it's on Amazon or they're going to Disney World and buy some crazy overpriced T-shirt over there. So, a movie doesn't add to subs or take away, they will still be making that money anyway. Yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying that they're not with Disney Plus now that they have an avenue to not fully rely on the theater. Push that money that was the super dope monies they would get from theaters alone. So they're in a good spot. Bond says ESPN that they draw massive revenue from cable and sports rights. Yeah. I mean, they have a lot of stuff. They have a lot of dips into the toes into the stuff. Bonds also says this is part of where other streaming begin to ask for a different fee on top of existing subscriptions. Netflix and the rest copy and paste that model. I hope Netflix doesn't start charging more money for. Well, if Tenet comes out on Netflix, I mean, they could. If it came out day and date, if Tenet came out day and date on Netflix and in theater, I'd be like, all right, they could charge for it. Until it came out on Blu-ray, whatever. And I would buy it on Blu-ray. Legend says, if Disney never made another blockbuster movie, they'd still be making the same money on subs. That's true, but I think they will. They'll make those movies. I think that they've been making movies for so long. I mean, if you go on Disney Plus, there are so many old movies that they have been making. They've been making movies since before I was born. Disney's been making movies. I mean, live action movies, not just animated Snow White and all that stuff. Live action. And a lot of them are like, eh. Some of them are like, oh, ambitious and all that stuff. But, I don't think they'll ever stop making movies. But Disney Plus, Netflix, this type of streaming has changed the perception of television. So depending on the actual subject matter and content, they can be like, you know what, this works better as a series than a movie. Like The Witcher worked better as a series. It could have been a movie, a trilogy or something, but I think it's pretty good as a series. Legend says, why should they make any more movies if what you're saying is what you're saying, and I'm talking about blockbuster movies, not straight to TV movies? No, but I mean, that's the thing. It's like I think the perception of what TV has changed. So like Game of Thrones is like, how many seasons was that? I don't know, it's like a 50-hour movie if you want to put it all together. Some of these shows are so high quality, it's like, yo, that could have been a movie right there, So, like I said, it depends on the content. If you need to have a long story to get through, get these characters a nice arc and all that stuff, then you need to do a series. Then yeah, you can have movie quality series like Den of Wolves. Is that what it's called? The Ridley Scott joint with the androids and stuff. Is it Den of Wolves or I don't even remember what it's called. I haven't seen it because I don't have whatever it's on. It's on Amazon or something. I don't know. But yeah, the quality is so high now that it's ridiculous, and it's kind of like what Raised by Wolves. Thank you, Legend. Den of Wolves. I'm a dumbass. Bond says, they again did not invent anything new here. PPV for sports, adult content, international. Yeah, I know. That's why I never paid for pay-per-view stuff. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm not paying for this. Sorry. I don't care how good it is. I don't care how good Black Widow is. Not going to pay for a rental. When Blockbuster went under, I was done renting stuff. Although I do pay for Game Pass. But that's different. The telecommunications industry does this already. Charge a little extra to their existing customers. Yeah, I know. I guess I don't know what to. Bond says fast food restaurants already do that upsell. Yeah, you want super size? You want super size fries? Yeah, that's true. But it's choice. It's all about choice. It's like going back to video games for a second. You can buy a $70 PlayStation 5 game, or you can pay $15 a month for Game Pass and potentially get a better quality third-party whatever game if it's on both systems. You know what I mean? Potentially. Or most. Probably. It's choice. You want to pay $15 a month or you want to pay $70 outright. If you're a collector, you pay $70. If you're like, I don't care, I just want to play it and get it done with and bye-bye, and you $15 a month. Choice, baby. Upgrade your large popcorn for $1 more at the concession. That's where the movie theaters make their money, concession. Legend says, you just said I don't pay for a rental is the exact reason why we're not going to get blockbusters anymore until we can put them back in theaters. No, that's my point, is that they don't need to go to theaters. If they released Black Widow as a 4K Blu-ray, I'm buying it. No question. I'm buying it. 4K, $29.99, whatever they charge for a new. I'm buying it. It's sold, but I'm not gonna sit here and turn on Disney Plus and then pay another money after I already paid my $70 a year, whatever it is. Nah. So it's like like I said, they're relying on theaters. I think too much. Not too much, but it's like it's an old model. And it's a cool model because going out and getting the ambiance of a theater is cool. It works better in like when you go to like Disney World, you go to an amusement park and it's like, right? Oh, you just put it up in there. Yes, but theaters are not as good as that, I would say. Because I don't go to Disney World every day or every year or every month or every week. You know what I mean? So you go to a theater more often. And depending on the theater, there used to be a theater, I totally forgot where it was, but it was like the lobby was super tall and it had all these like props and stuff. I was like, yo, this kind of fly, man. They closed it down, but it was dope. I was like, yo, this feels like Disney World. I like this place. But theaters aren't like that anymore. You go in and get your popcorn and soda and you go and sit down. I mean, I'm glad they went all to the theater seating. That was the best thing the theaters did, man. I hated them old, kind of slopey, whack ass theaters. That's how old I am. Blah, 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 blah. Legend says, but they want you to buy the Blu-ray. They want you to buy the Blu-ray. They want you to go to the theater and see the movie. They want you to buy your kids the doll. They want you to buy your kids a T-shirt, and they want you to go see the experience in Disneyland. That's how the ish works. And Bond says, one-time purchase is not the same as repeat viewing as the theater. Yeah, that's true. That is true. But like I said, I will be subbed to Disney Plus for the foreseeable future. As long as they keep on putting out The Mandalorian and I've still got all those shows, I'm gonna be subbing. So to replace like a theater going experience, I'm subbing. The sub, like the money I've spent in subs for a year, which is like $70. Do I spend? No, I spend more than $70 with Bridget a year in theaters. But I mean, it's money still. Whitestone Theater in Bronx. Didn't they close that down? I thought that was closed. I don't know. I haven't been there. I used to go there when I lived in New York. I went to Whitestone, and I went to. I totally forgot the one on Central Ave in Yonkers. It's behind Dragon's Den, a little comic store I used to go to. The Dragon's Den. What memories. But yeah, bottom line, theaters aren't going anywhere. They just need to hold tight and just stay in a holding pattern. This thing is gonna blow over in about, when is it, October? November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. I say 9 months. 6 to 9 months from now, we'll be in a better place. I'm not gonna say it's gonna the world is cured. Like, no. Historically speaking, it takes about 18 months for these things to work through the population. I know that's a stupid or horrible way to say it, but the only way to eradicate it is to eradicate it. Does that make sense? I mean, talking about COVID for a second, the herd immunity stuff doesn't really work because they say, oh, the immunity doesn't last that long, but we need to get rid of the virus itself. They said, oh, measles or whatever it was eradicated, but then people started non-vaxxing. All these anti-vaxxers came around, and then boom, stuff is coming back because you're not getting the vaccine. So I'm like, oh, well, okay, that makes sense. I think the theater in Yonkers is still there. I may take a trip close by in the near future. Yeah, go see if Dragon's Den is there too. It's closer to the street. It's on the right side. I mean, it's on the same side as the theater. It's like Dragon's Den is in the plaza ahead of it, and then the theater is in the back. I totally forgot what it was called. No, I don't remember. Let me see if I can pull it up, actually. I have the internet. All right, so we can say Yonkers, New York, movie theater. Central Ave. There it is. Central Ave. Okay, so this one right here, that's where I saw Return of the Jedi. Oh my god, I can't believe this. This is like, oh my gosh. Is there images? Is there images? Yeah, so I saw this one, that was, I think Alamo, it wasn't called the Alamo one. Oh, that's the Alamo Draft House? That's what they turned it into? But anyway, this cinema, I remember that sign too. They had Return to the Jedi. I saw Return of the Jedi there. I think they had re-released it. I think the year after, or it's like 6 months after it came out the first time. And so I saw it there. That's where I saw Return of the Jedi. I'm trying to remember where, if I can see, because it is in the back of the theater. I mean, it's in the back of, there it is. That's it right there. That's the location of the theater. I don't know if that's, I don't remember that red stuff in the front, but that's where it is in the back corner. But it looks so different. I mean, it was the gray building. I remember that, but I don't remember. It's been so long. It's been so long. Alexander's. I remember Corvettes. Remember that? Corvettes, son. I remember Models, son. Shoot. I remember Woolworths. Yeah, I'm old. Gosh dang it. Gosh damn. Why is there just a freaking random white lady in my movie theater? I'm very upset about the white lady being in my movie theater search. All right, so where is it? Central Avenue, I used to ride my bike. Ooh, let's do Nathan's. I used to ride my bike up to Nathan's. Bam! I used to get my hot dog. That's not. Is that the? Yeah, I think that is the one right there. Yeah, the arcade was no joke. They had. That's not. Is that Outrun? That's not Outrun. They had Outrun in the, like, you walk in the door. Outrun was to the left. Dragon's Lairs was down. I wish they had a blueprint. That's it. Yeah, that's it right there. And we would come from this way, because that's north, I think, and that's, actually, I don't know. Is it east-west? I don't remember. Nathan's had the hot dogs. They were so good. Well, I want me one right now. Okay, I don't really have too much here. I'm sorry. Bond says, I think the theater in Yonkers. Oh, you said that right. I said that. Bond says, to borrow some line from Agent Smith of The Matrix, humans are the virus. Yeah, that's true. Sorry. So Yonkers, New York. Let's do Dragon's Den. I don't think Dragon's Den is there anymore, but. Nope. Yeah, Dragon's Den was. It was a plaza just before that theater. Yeah, so they're probably. I think my cousin has told me 1,000 years ago that it was gone. They closed up shop. Anyway, enough of that. But yeah, that's it. Nothing else. I'm gonna I gotta do more. CG stuff tonight. I need to eat more food. I ate before, but I used all the energy from that food, and now I was gonna do it. Bridget was like, "You should do an unboxing of your phone," and I was like, Look, I bought a case. Here's my case. I don't want to break the thing. It's a stupid cheap little case that's clear. It's clear with the rubbers and yay! Phone goes in there. What about the Galaxy? That's what I got. So yeah, I got it because it was $5. I was like, whatever. I looked at the price. I was like, oh, that's actually cheaper than my phone. But I like my phone, but it broke. I mean, it's not broken. It still works, but that's the speaker on the ear don't work. So whatever. But it still works. And now I got 2 4K phone cameras. So I'm gonna be the phone filmographer. Bond said, Legend says, want some brisket? I said, yes. Please send those to Instagram right away. I will like the hell out of them. Got my mouth watering. You send me, you put the brisket photos up on Instagram and I'll eat a bowl of cereal and it'll be okay. I can imaginize it. Do a matrix. Ignorance is bliss. Is that the words? I don't remember. Bond says, I do not go to those areas for arcade and films. I was Chinatown Arcade, Virgin Megastore, Borders, AMC Regal, Teen Hood between Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Bronx. You upgrade your cell? Yeah. It has I think it has a 48 megapixel camera. It's like 4 cameras on the back of it. I was like, you know what? All right. Because Bridget was like, you should get this. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to spend no money, girl. I'm not cheap or nothing, but I'm like, yo, my phone's all right. And then I saw the cameras. I was like, uh-oh. I saw the camera. I saw like 4 cameras. Was that 4 cameras? I saw 4 cameras on the back. I was like, uh-oh. And so I was like, you know what? $5 a month. I think I could swing that, yo. Ignorance is bliss, yeah. APOC, I don't even remember his character's name. But yeah, I guess I'll put my phone together tonight and then I don't even actually feel like doing that tonight. That's how like nonchalant and unimportant it is for me to actually have a new phone. I'm like, but I'm paying for it already, so I was like, I guess I'll freaking. And I did the math. It was like $150 or something. And I was like, okay, so this phone right here cost me like $230, right? But it's unlocked. It's I don't have all that garbage bloatware. And I bought it from Best Buy, so a little bit of markup. I looked at the price for this phone, this new phone. It's like I think it was $200 or like one. It was cheaper than the phone that I have, but it's a plastic phone, so what are you gonna do? It's all good. Do you use Autodesk Sketchbook app? No, I use Blender. Blender's on 2.9 right now. I downloaded 2.9. And it screws up some things, but I actually downloaded is it GSSI or SSGI, which is a screen space global illumination, which it emulates ray tracing. Basically, it's super close to ray tracing, not exactly accurate, but it does it well enough to kind of fake the funk. And I uploaded it. It's just an add-on on Blender. I put it in there. It's free. I put it in there. I was like, this changes the game, because Blender you can render in cycles, which is full ray tracing. It's path tracing, 100%. It takes 1,000 million years to render one frame. It takes me like 10 minutes to render one like fairly complicated frame with lights and all that stuff. But it looks beautiful, right? I'm like, it's possible for me to make good stuff. It'll take me like 3 weeks to render. It's just ridiculous. So I can't do this. So now I use Eevee, which is kind of like video game rendering without ray tracing, basically. And it takes 3-5 seconds. 10 minutes versus 3-5 seconds. I was like, okay, all right. I know I said it before, and now they have this SSGI. And it emulates ray tracing, and I'm like, that's pretty close. It's pretty close. There are some artifacting and errors and stuff, but I'm like, that's pretty close. So I was like, you know what? And it adds a second maybe or something like that, but it's pretty dope. So I'm like, I'm gonna stick with this until I get a new computer, and I'll probably still use Eevee because it's just so fast, and I can, if I have a 10-second scene, if I use cycles, it'll take forever, weeks. But if I use Eevee, hour. I don't know, it depends. 10-second scene is at 240 frames. No, actually, that won't take too long. Like I've had 5,000 frame scenes. It's ridiculous. I'm into that one shot stuff, so whatever. But yeah, I think that's it. I got nothing else. Am I gonna play Xbox tonight? I don't know. I'm not gonna stream it. No, actually, I have to freaking build stuff. Let me. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Hopefully my computer won't crash down. But I can show you some of the stuff that I'm doing real quick. Actually, the performance is going to suck because I've been adding lights and stuff. So this is the first shot of the video. And I'm just gonna show it in grayscale with no textures because I want it to be a surprise when you see the actual colors and lights and stuff. So you only get the you know what I'm saying? See how long it's taking on the load? It's like, it's not even on the first frame. What are you doing? All right, so there it is. It's the first frame, and it goes boop, and it plays, and it's not playing, and it goes boop. There you go. And it's this thing, and it zooms in, and oh man, there's texture on there that's not supposed to be like that. So I'm gonna add some more vehicles, some flying vehicles on lights and stuff. So it goes zoom, zim, zoom, wee through the mountains and into the cave and out the cave and into the desert. And it's like some of the camera moves are kind of wonky. So and then it goes into the evil tower. So that's the first shot. And then it goes to this shot. I don't need to save that. I didn't do anything special. It goes to this shot, which I will also play in grayscale because I want to save it. It goes to here, boop, which is inside the tower. Go boom, into the window, inside the tower, boom. And then I'm going to cut it to another similar scene that's a dolly shot. And I have some green screening stuff to do, so, yeah. It'll cut way before that, but yeah. So that's what I got so far. Actually, I could pull up another. Actually, I'll pull up one. I'll pull up this one, and I'll put the color. I'll put the color on this one. I have to still, I want to figure out the texturing of this. I mean, I guess I'll leave it like that for now. But it's a dolly shot, and this is what it's doing. It's just going to kind of dolly up. And it looks kind of rough because, like, it's rendering and trying to do all the stuff, so it's all rough. But when it renders, like, I can show you a render. Show you how quickly it renders. I just press the button, see? So it'll take, 5 to 10 seconds. I like to look at the average. Here you go, 5.1 seconds to do that. And I got to add some more lights, and I have to actually do the hinges on here. But it's a lot of the interiors on here are going to be simple and clean. And I wanted the blue, black, and white kind of motif. So I got the mask in the mail today. I got some of the other stuff in the mail. So I'm pretty much set to do all the things. It's just building all these little shots. So I need to build all these shots first, and then do the green screen stuff afterwards. So that's what I want to do. I want to build all the shots and then cut them together in what's the damn dissolve DaVinci Resolve, and then see what I can do. Well, I'll do the green screen, but we'll see. But yeah, I use Blender. I like Blender. Oops, that's the render. I like Blender because you can do all this crazy stuff. Actually, I don't think I beveled this wall. Oh no, I didn't bevel this wall. Actually, it doesn't matter too much for this shot because you can't really see the corner. But I did bevel. I beveled the light, and I beveled this is a freezer, if you didn't know. I was gonna do it like a metal aluminum, but I was like, that's too regular. I wanted a special texture. So it's a weird texture that you can't really see. There it is. It's a weird like alien texture. So, and I modeled this. Like I pulled up I think I did pull up a sketchbook app, or I pulled up some app where somebody had built a freezer like this. And I saw how they built the latch. I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. So I looked at the picture and I modeled this part right here. So it's not the best model, but I was like, it's good enough. And it's besides the shot is just so far back that you're not going to really see the details of it. So it's fine. So I just need to do the hinges. And then I think I was going to do like a digital display here, do a little sci-fi kind of stuff. A little extra. The gribbles, the griblets, what are they called? The gerbles, the dribblies, gribbles. I don't know what they're called. When you put the little zooby zaps on models, those things. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm tired and hungry, and so I'm gonna refuel and I'm gonna come back in here and mess with all this stuff. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate y'all conversating, asking. I don't know all the answers, but I know nothing. Ha! But I do know that this video, I'm trying to get it done by the 25th, which is next Monday. Don't know if that's gonna happen, but it's definitely gonna be done by what's the day? The 31st. The Halloweens. I want it done before Halloween, so I get a few days before. You know what I mean? So I would say by the end of the 25th, it should be done. So my goal is tonight and tomorrow to get all of these type of scenes done. I think the song is the song is I'm trying to figure out where the song is. Where's the song? And how long is the song? My eyes can't see. Here it is. The song is. I have to pause it. Oh, it's not on. The song is. Oh, the song is only 2 minutes and 48 seconds. So, shorter song means shorter video means it's easier for me to. Now that I think about it, it's like, okay, that's not bad. I only have to fill 2 minutes and 48 seconds. There's going to be some. Actually, isn't going to be a lot of actual perform. Like, you know how you have performance shots and you spitting verses and stuff, even though it's not like a rap song. I don't think I have. I think the hook is the only part that is going to be actual performance. Everything else is just going to be, visual stuff. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm done with the show. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. I do like how the tiles came out. They look pretty dope. I like that reflection, son. But yeah. I will be back again next week, of course. During the week, probably not, because I gotta bang this out. I see a mess up already. I just noticed it. God dang it! It's this area right here, because I have an area light right here. Oh, actually, it doesn't look that bad when it's rendered. Let me see. See, that's what I always have to kind of check the render. It's not that bad. I think I'm gonna leave it. Yeah. So when it renders, this is what one frame is gonna look like. So it's fine. I do have motion blur on, but it's not gonna show up because it's moving so slow. But yeah, like so when it's doing this, it's not rendering it fully. That's why you see a lot of noise and stuff. So you'll see some artifacts that won't show up in the actual full render. So, but anyway, the longest outro. Play some music to go out. But I appreciate you guys hanging out again. I will be back again next week. Tilt-a-wait.